Welcome back to Hack City. Joe DeLeone and Sean Anderson, two very depressed Rhode Island fans, former Rhode Island football players. We're going to get to that later on in today's show. We're here to talk about the latest round of FCS football during the FCS Football Playoffs. A reminder that today's episode is presented to you by our good friends over at FanDuel. If you're going to be betting on the NFL and college football the rest of the season, make sure you go and do it over at FanDuel. Any lines you like for the NFL?
You know what? I should be okay. I saw Atlanta lose by 30, which was a winner that I gave out. That was nice. It's nice having an account reload so you can bet against your own team while they get busted up. How about Monday Night Football? Chargers, Eagles, over 41.5? Anyone like that?
No. Chargers, Eagles?
Do we like over 41.5 in Texans, Chiefs?
Wait, there's two Monday night games?
No. Sunday night, Texas Chiefs. They're both 41.5 point over-unders.
How eventful. I don't want to touch either of those.
I like over. That's what I'm going to go with.
Nobody should have touched betting on North Dakota State after the biggest upset that we have seen quite possibly in FCS football playoff history. Maybe our youth is showing in something happened back in 1403.
They'll let us know.
Well, actually, I'm sure somebody in the comments will. This was a really weird game to go back and track. And to rewatch it a second time and to get eyes on it again, I'm genuinely perplexed. Because this was a game in which North Dakota State had 5 interceptions that they forced on Tommy Rittenhouse. They had a lot of just big defensive plays that set up short fields and easy touchdowns. Opening play was a Bryce Lance touchdown pass from Cole Payton. Cole Payton gets hurt late in this game. And even though they had such command over Illinoi State, for some reason they couldn't just run the game down. They couldn't just slow it down, take the lead, end the game, hold them off. Illinoi State does the improbable. And they have the nuts to go for 2. Tommy Rittenhouse on 4th down scores. They go for 2. They get it. They win the game. I got to respect that decision, by the way, to just say, you know what? We have all the momentum. We went this far. We're not messing around with this crap.
Yeah.
We're taking the damn lead. I'm at a loss for words. I'm legitimately out of words. This is the first time that they've missed the quarterfinals since 2009. I don't know what to do with myself.
I was floored. This was actually, it felt cosmic. I'd say the Saturday slate of games, FCS, FBS, and then kind of leaking into NFL Sundays all felt pretty cosmic. And that's where rationale out the window, anything can happen. It's December football. If there was 100 games this week, Joe, and we were picking most likely to happen, most likely to lose, least likely to lose, North Dakota State would have been in like the probably 1 to 3 range of least likely to lose on my scale. It was that improbable. I've seen people trying to compare it to what's the FBS equivalent. I don't know. I can't tell you because this is the playoffs and North Dakota State doesn't lose in the playoffs. They don't lose this early in the playoffs. They don't lose to Illinoi State, who they beat earlier in the year. Illinois State gave them some bump in the regular season. Some bump. They didn't give them, we're going to beat you bump. They didn't give them 2 touchdowns.
No one really did.
To Daniel Sobkowitz in the last 2 minutes bump. I don't know. It's genuinely one of the biggest results to come out of a football weekend that I could remember. And it left me like almost in a daze scrolling and trying to get more commentary. Why are more people talking about this? People need to be talking about this. They got held to no rushing yards. Cole Payton, worst game of the season. Maybe the worst game of his career.
And then he left with the hand injury.
Yeah, got smoked on the final comeback drive, fumbles it back. It absolutely insane proceedings between Illinoi State and North Dakota State. Like, no, nobody could have told me Cole Payton was going to have that type of day. Nobody could have told me North Dakota State was going to force 5 turnovers and then still lose. No one could have told me they were going to lose. They were 24-point favorites. And I think that was also pretty small line between these two and the history of North Dakota State. It's a shock. You should be shocked. North Dakota State fans should be just walking around baffled. I don't think angry, but just baffled. That's how crazy this one was to me.
Right. It's almost one of those games where you can't be mad, but you are obviously extremely upset. It's one of those games where you're just standing there, hands on your head, and you're going, what just happened? Here's one thing that's very clear. I don't want to hear anyone coming out of this weekend going, well, obviously this team's now going to win the FCS National Championship. Shut up.
How dare you?
Shut up.
Yeah.
How dare you think that you know what's going to happen? Nobody knows. Nobody. I don't know what's happening anymore. My head hurts.
It's Earth 2, man.
I want to put myself down.
We got zapped. Well, I'll go with you, by the way.
Yeah.
But it's just weekend.
There's a roof.
Yeah.
A tall one. Our building's 8 floors.
You see, I don't know. The roof, it's too marshy over there. I trust Train. Okay. Look, it's just there's going to be people pretending, and there's going to be people victory lapping. Maybe that's what the sport's about. Maybe the sport is about week to week, day to day. You try to proclaim yourself as king knowledge or king put you on because you foresee it. No, you didn't. I don't want to see any lies on the timeline. I think the timeline's been pretty behaved with this. Mostly just people in shock.
Yeah, because this is one of those. This isn't even and credit to, of course, one of our earliest listeners, friend of the show, Kwame, who one of the first people who found our show. I know he was victory lapping a little bit, but I don't even think that many people were victory lapping this because it's like it's such an improbable outcome to have occurred. But also, shout out to Kwame, man. Congrats on the win. A huge. If there's somebody who deserves that the most, it's Kwame.
Kwame was getting a little chesty with us, though.
I missed some of the comments.
It wasn't even about Illinois State. It was about other games. Like it was about he was getting chesty about Mercer getting smoked.
That one.
Why, Kwame? You flex on us about Illinois State winning and having the best FCS playoff win in years. Maybe since starting this show. I know there have been bigger games and bigger moments and obviously championship craziness, but second round, we're doing this? Illinois State? This is a top 5 insane moment. I'm sure I'm getting an earful about Mercer. You didn't know about that, Kwame. You didn't know.
We're going to get to Mercer in a second. I want to remind everyone today's episode is presented to you by FanDuel. What you pointed out here, they were 24-point favorites over on FanDuel, North Dakota State was, and minus 350 to win the national championship. Absolutely insane. They weren't the other top team to get upset. Represent the CAA, Villanova. This, my dad was at this game, and he was kind of perplexed that this game ended up playing out the way that it did. He pointed out that Yoder didn't really get any carries in the first quarter, and he was really shocked by that because the first time that he went to he watched the Lehigh Lafayette game, and he was really impressed by Yoder, and he kept pointing out that he thought Yoder was really good. Only 11 rushes in this game, 80 yards, and a fumble. Villanova had the game-sealing touchdown with less than 3 minutes to go in the fourth quarter to effectively end Lehigh's undefeated season. Lehigh's defense, which we knew was really good, held Villanova to 27 rushing yards.
They were good.
And 235 yards of total offense, which is the craziest part about this game. The way that this transpired, Villanova scored a late touchdown in the third quarter and taking advantage of a fumble that Lehigh had from Jabril Mace, and they were able to punch it in. And eventually they exchanged fourth quarter field goals after the score. They missed fourth quarter field goals, keeping it at 7-7. And eventually that was when that final touchdown came to give Villanova the lead 14-7.
This is a Villanova win. It's ugly. Nothing's going to pop for you. Pat McQuaid, great game-winning pass right over the middle. It was a dot. Only 208 yards and a touchdown. Yoder held to 80 yards. No, nothing else really exceptional from the Villanova team. They just went ugly, and that's fine. Win ugly. That's their brand of football. They could beat Lehigh, but if we're pushing deeper and deeper into the FCS playoffs, maybe lose pretty or win pretty or do something that is exceptional. Because right now they're winning, and what are you going to say about a team that's winning? Am I really going to stand here and try to knock them for moving on to the next round? No. But this is what they do. They squeak by, and squeaking by is still winning. But in the grand scheme of things, in the big picture here for Villanova, not a threat. not threatening. You can prep for him. Get pressure on McQuaid. Try to contain the run game. Lehigh did all that. Villanova plays some nasty defense. So if you can just get by them, not let them squeak by, open the door, get a lead early, one of these little football things to get an edge. I don't think Villanova is one of these all-power teams that can climb back in it. They're just a team that is the pebble in the shoe that you just can't get out of your shoe.
Right. I'm not going to count out Villanova one bit in the rest of this playoff bracket. They're intriguing. They've shown that they're scrappy. Even the top teams are on upset watch going head-to-head with Villanova. South Dakota, man, they punched Mercer in the Zoc. Mercer had their Zoc twisted and ripped off. Man, 47-0. Where the hell did this come from? 4 picks from Braden Atkinson. LJ Phillips had himself a day. He started things early with a 41-yard touchdown up the middle. 41-yard run that set up a 1st and goal that eventually they punched it in on. He also broke off a 15-yard and a 16-yard touchdown run to build a 21-0 lead, and it was just off to the races from there. The game was effectively over.
Yeah. What the hell? What the absolute hell, Mercer? I mean, damn near 50 balled by South Dakota, and you were supposed to have the trenches advantage. You were supposed to have the quarterback advantage. You had a bunch of great players on offense. You got shut down. CJ Miller, like only guy on Mercer offense, really did his job. 105 yards, great. But quarterback play from Mercer, atrocious. 4 interceptions in the playoffs can't happen. And it's just reflective. I mean, South Dakota could move the ball. Mercer couldn't. 550 yards for South Dakota on offense compared to 277. Quick maths. Is that damn near a double? I think it's damn near doubled of yardage. Yeah.
Don't ask me to do math after everything I've been through in the last 2 days.
Hey, man, I got
You're a bad person.
How am I a bad person?
Why would you ask me to do math?
I was trying to get myself to do some quick math. South Dakota Stars showed
very quickly.
Aiden Bauman. How about this math? 13th ranked team kept out. South Dakota.
Fuck you.
I'm sorry.
I'll end this show right now.
So
I will throw all of this equipment.
Oh, you're going to take your ball and go home? That's unlike you.
Yeah, I will.
That's unlike your brand.
I will throw this equipment all over the place. I will.
You're the funniest dude.
Get us thrown out of this apartment.
Oh, you were funny as hell. Aiden Bauman, great day. 241 and 2. Phillips Jr., a real running back threat for the rest of the playoffs. Carson Fletcher, great game. Tyson Bowes, Lorenzo Fenner, great game. Their stars showed up on offense. Mercer came out like a dead fish. Let's be honest about this. They came out sloppy and they got
Zoc was limp.
Limp Zoc, yeah, for sure. Hashtag Limp Zoc.
Hashtag Limp Zoc.
I don't know.
Hashtag keep that Zoc in your pants.
Yeah, it definitely didn't come out. It was chastity belted in there with a big padlock. Good for South Dakota. I don't know what to make of them. They're fine. They're a good team. Honestly, they're a good team. I don't think they're a great team. But 47-0 makes me look like a jackass, right? Like if I say things like this and I'm looking at a 47-0 win over Mercer, I look like a jackass and I'll own that. But what, it's another freaky ass loss, man. It's another freak show. This whole weekend was freak show stuff. So I'm not buying in on anybody. I won't. I refuse.
Oh, but this is my whole point. Yeah, I'm not gonna pick a champion. No, no,
not a shot.
What? No, I ain't picking anything anymore. I'm just gonna stand here. Oh yes, sit. Who knows?
Sitting here. Yeah, it works for me.
SFA and ACU had themselves quite the Grimace exhibition. Our Grimace champion, Dunzo, they could put up a nice banner, though, for their Grimace National Championship. Please. Should we send them one? I know we talked about this.
Oh, my God.
Do you think they would call the feds on us if something unannounced showed up?
We need... I know we have...
I wonder how much it would cost to get like a really big, like a real nice big banner. You think that's like a couple grand?
Look, I know we have Grimace listeners. If you are a Grimace rep from ACU,
yeah,
let's work something out. We'd be happy to. All right, because it's
we could also send you a nice printed piece of paper on like one of those cardstock. If we can find some, if not, it'll just be standard printer paper. If we can find a color printer, it'll be purple. If not, it'll just kind of be black and you won't be able to read any of it. It'll just be a black piece of paper, gray piece of paper.
I might have access to a color printer.
Do those still exist?
Dude, I don't know. I think so, but every time you got to call cyan's out. Sorry, cyan's out. We can't print in red or anything else because cyan needs to be refilled.
Well, SFA though, I was correct in championing them. This was a really fun game, 41-34, very back and forth. Lots of big plays from both offenses. However, a Stone Earl pick shut down a drive that they had in the fourth quarter with about 6 minutes to go. And SFA did what any good team does, slowed the game down, burned some clock, kicked a field goal, and ACU turned it over on downs on their final drive. This was quietly one of the most exciting games of the weekend.
It was, and there are some people, some SFA fans that were really happy about shutting down the haters and sticking it to the doubters. And
you, Dustin, get him.
I guess.
Get him, Dustin. Get Sean Anderson at Sanderson Radio.
Oh, thanks for the
Call
plug.
him every bad radio or a bad word that you can think of. Everything's on the table.
Okay.
Everything's on the table.
Offer that up. I'll remember that. Don't worry.
Everything's on the table. I'll send you his IP address.
You know what? I'll send you Joe's address. And you can come over here. You can room with your new buddy. Don't worry. Bunk up together. That'd be fun.
No.
Yeah, no. Why? What do you mean no? Dustin seems like a cool dude.
He can sleep outside.
Oh, no.
There's plenty of nice beds in our courtyard. All right, continue what you're saying.
Impressive from Stephen F. Austin. Sam Vidlock, I thought was going to get out-dueled. He didn't. He stepped up. I don't have a joke for Vidlock. 357 and 3. Really, really good day. Jarrell Wimbley gets the end zone twice. Kylan Harris. This is the type of game that you need a wide receiver to step up in, and he did. 11 catches, 183 yards, and a touchdown. That's a takeover game. Without Kylan Harris, ACU wins this game. Seriously. Like if you don't have a wide receiver one acting like a wide receiver one in the freaking playoffs, you're DOA. This dude, if he keeps on performing like this and keeps on making insane catches, then go ahead, Stephen F. Austin, make the run. You can do it. Why not? It was fine. I mean, ACU, I guess I wasn't like an ACU guy, but I expected more from Earl. Jordan Vaughn had a fine day, 3 touchdowns. But you know what? I don't have many complaints for this. I'm happy for the Grimace rep moving forward. Stephen F. Austin has been a good rep for the conference. So was ACU as the winner. But, stuff happens. So I'm fine with Stephen F. Austin planting their flag and moving forward. Maybe I'll get a gigantic calf tattoo in their honor.
Well,
sorry.
Did you see? Did you see that we can apply to become Grimace mascots in South Dakota? Did you see we got tagged in that on Twitter?
What do you mean apply to become Grimace? Like
they're hiring a mascot in South Dakota.
Were they
Somebody tagged us in that on. No. It was just like an actual application for a real job through McDonald's. Somebody was hiring for that.
That was kind of arrogant of me because we're stealing McDonald's bits.
Yeah, what? Who do you think you are?
I thought they were putting a Grimace mascot on the field or something. No, I would not want it. The Grimace. The Grimace costume probably way more comfortable than doing the face paint if you're like the Hamburglar or Ronald McDonald or any other
like
cast or
like
crew.
Farts in there.
I know, but
like they don't get new costumes.
Here's the thing: I'm kind of digging it because I'm kind of shaped like Grimace.
Yeah, you'd fit in it.
So
you would win. You would show up. They'd be like, "We found our guy."
Yeah,
they wouldn't even let me audition.
Okay, this is a pull. I mean, here's the thing: I'd be worried about my height and where I'm kind of popping out.
I think
I have a midriff.
They probably would have. They would probably have a costume. The costume probably is your size. They would want Grimace to be really big.
Grimace seems like I don't think Grimace is more than like 5'8". He doesn't seem like a tall mascot.
I disagree.
What do you mean? He's kind of short and stumpy.
I don't know. I think you know enough about Grimace.
Brother, I'm just I don't
Grimace
see Grimace
is awfully big, man. On all these pictures, he's like significantly larger than all of the other McDonald's
No way.
mascots.
He's not towering over Ronald McDonald.
They would make one just for you.
Here, if Grimace was in the NBA, he'd be Barkley. Okay, 6'4", junk man in the paint, getting boards, boxing out, thick legs. He's not running the court.
Charles Barkley was...
Ronald McDonald's like Wilt compared to Grimace. All legs.
6'6". Charles Barkley was 6'6".
Undersized for a 5 or 4.
Other Grimace Conference teams still live. 31-13. Tarleton beats up on North Dakota. Nice little season for North Dakota. Dunzo. Tarleton came out firing on all cylinders in the second half. 64-yard touchdown from Gabalis to Peyton Kramer, and then eventually shut down North Dakota on the following drive. They kicked a 26-yard field goal that put them up 24-7. Really impressive victory for Tarleton as they look ahead towards potentially being the favorite on their side of the. No, they are the favorite on their side of the bracket to go on a run.
I'm hearing people pick Tarleton. I'm fine with people picking Tarleton. Good for Grimace. Tarleton State, good game, really solid. North Dakota, worthy competitor all season. That's what they've been. Worthy competitor. Season you could take pride in, all right? You played some spoiler. You played some really good ball. The one thing that I called all season, and I'm sure you probably still think I'm a jerk for calling it, Kaminsky interceptions hurt you. 2 picks in this game, 112 yards, no touchdowns. I knew it. No one wants to hear me say I know it, but I did know it, and I saw it happening. And North Dakota went up against an opponent that was a little bit better than them, and then they folded a bit. I mean, Story-Sidle, 2 touchdowns, great. 18 yards, not great. Tarleton State had command of this game. They were going to win this game. Running game was solid, 120 yards from Tylen Hines. Receiving game, Marquise Willis and Peyton Kramer, great days from both of them. 133 and 83, a touchdown each. Really, really good stuff from Tarleton. Like they didn't flinch. They didn't do anything in this game that's making me have reservations about them and their future throughout the rest of the playoffs. Like that's for this weekend, about as big of a compliment as I can give is you didn't mess anything up. You didn't add an ingredient to the stew that would make it weird. You didn't take an ingredient out. We're just working that perpetual stew all nice, like keeping it hot. Good work, Tarleton State.
Montana State holds off Yale. Yale puts up a nice little fight. The score of 21-13 is a little misleading because Montana State took a 21-6 lead with an Adam Pac-Man Jones 33-yard touchdown with 10 minutes left in the game. The last score for Yale was kind of a garbage time goal that you put up, and it's the score looks closer than it was, but they weren't getting back into the game. Credit to Yale for fighting. I still feel pretty vindicated that one team was worthy of representing the Ivy League, considering how much Harvard was an embarrassment in the playoff bracket, and Montana State just kept them at a distance. I understand that there's probably a lot of discussions happening with the Julius Davis situation where he was quite heated when interacting with Coach Vegan after the game. There's not a lot of clarity on what happened. He did release a statement. I give him a lot of credit. I don't want to crap all over him or anything. I think that the statement that he put out was very mature, and he took ownership for it. And he said, "Hey, I recognize what I did was not okay, and I need to be a better teammate. Need to be more calm." I don't know what happened. I'd be very curious to know what happened. I'm sure some people in the comments could clarify. Did somebody say something inappropriate after the game? Did something happen that we weren't privy to on the cameras that might have been shared after the fact?
From my perspective of it, I watched the video multiple times, and I am not the John Boy lip reading expert, but I did pick out Julius Davis yelling multiple times, "I didn't start it, though. I didn't start it." So it looked like it sparked. It was probably something that carried over from the game itself, but in the post-game handshakes, it looked like he was speaking with a Yale player, and it got animated. Coach Vegan tried to intervene, say, "Hey, come on, we won the game. My interpretation, we won the game. Let's back off." And in the heat of the moment, Davis wanted to, I guess, continue the conversation, to put it lightly. And then that continued into Vegan and the Davis disgruntlement, uncomfortability that we saw. Look. It happens. Stuff gets said on the field, all right? And then stuff gets said after the game. We were on teams that mostly things were said right after the game. The last whistle was said, and then the real stuff happened. So familiar with it. I actually thought that the composure was pretty good. He didn't go charging after the Yale team. No, there wasn't some big brawl or fracas. So it just seemed to be a heated in the moment situation. Not worried about the Cats. Cats did good in this one. About all you could ask for. I think they kept a lot in the bag. I think they did not exercise a lot of offensive creativity, and not mostly because I don't think they thought that they needed to. Lamson was 10 for 16, 92 pass yards, 56 rush yards, really quiet. They just ran the rock. Jones, 18 carries, 107. Davis, 12 for 63. Each had a tud. Like, it's all they needed to do to beat Yale. And why break out anything extra if somebody's going to be scouting you in this game? If all you need to do is run the ball, and then contain Yale to less than a score to beat you. Good. They did their job. Good for Montana State. Good season for Yale. Yale, you were a respectable Ivy League team. Yeah. Really good. Good rep. You should have been the only one. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Yale, that you caught so much shrapnel because of those doofuses at Harvard. All right. So that is my apology to you. You got lumped into a conversation about your conference, even though you were a worthy and deserving winner of the conference and to go into the playoff and make some noise. So good for Yale. Good season. Montana State, lock in. Do something fun.
Montana had themselves an impressive performance against South Dakota State. Man, I really thought that this would have been closer, 50-29. Traded long touchdown passes in the first 10 minutes of this game, and it kind of looked like, hey, maybe we get ourselves a little bit of a shootout. There was a 95-yard catch and run from Chase Mason to Graham Goring. I think I'm pronouncing that right.
You got it.
Don't set me up like that.
Give me a little bit. That was a good one.
Put your damn hand down.
Okay. You can't freaking buy nuts on this show.
Eventually, Montana would score 30 consecutive points between the second and third quarter to just, there's nothing you can do there in that situation. Chase Mason would end up putting up a 1-yard touchdown with 10 minutes to go. And, a little bit of Chris Paul hits
cuts the lead.
He cuts the lead to 43. Tough. Look, South Dakota State did a lot despite their season being derailed very early. Mason came back. I think that hopes were very, very high. But there's a reason why we kept ranking Montana as high as we were. They proved on numerous occasions they had one of the best offenses in FCS football. And South Dakota State had flaws outside of Mason. They had issues outside of Chase Mason. And those issues were exposed when they faced off with a really good Montana team.
Yeah, Montana has that pop-off ability, which is just so valuable in the sport, where you leave the door cracked just a bit. They're gonna kick it wide open, and then they're gonna drop 20 on you, and you're gonna blink, and you've lost the game. And that is a dynamic of this Montana team that makes them so dangerous. Kiali Ayat, huge day, 360-4. Everything I was saying previously about Kylan Harris playing receiver the way that you need to play if you want to make a real run. Ayat's doing that at quarterback. Eli Gilman's doing that at running back. 2 touchdowns from him. 1 awesome Statue of Liberty play in the red zone. The beautiful, beautiful execution there. Michael Wortham, do-it-all guy, 113 through the air and a touchdown. Like, they just did it right. They just do it right. And then, hey, RR. Hey, Ryan Roberts. Ayat's a dude, okay? All right, I'm not going to completely air you out here, but you watch this. You watch this kid play quarterback, and you let me know if you want to make a retraction from what I was getting in private, because he just put up 50 on South Dakota State. Who does that? Nobody's doing that. Sorry. He's a captain of this offense. One of the best quarterbacks, maybe the best quarterback in the rest of the FCS playoffs. I don't think that's a stretch to say that he is the pinnacle of quarterback play. Second round, he had the best game out of anybody. Just tremendous quarterback play from him. I'm so impressed. This team is rolling. They're high energy. They play hard. They play tough. Geez, a near perfect season, and they lose in a tight one to their bitter rival that just in freaky game stuff. Like, I'm really impressed with this Montana team. Thank you for the invitation to become a Montana fan. Melon Musk, he was tweeting at me after the game that we'll discuss next.
Although you picked against them.
I did pick against them.
Dickhead.
I did. I thought I was drinking the Chase Mason Kool-Aid. He was whipping up a big pitcher, and I was he whipped up a big pitcher of it. I said, "Oh, look at this. We got a team."
You know what the new Selly that I really like, by the way?
Oh yeah.
I think it was one of Texas Tech's receivers did the. He did like this. He went like that. He did like
really hard. He crowned himself. Yeah,
I like that. I'm going to do that at one of the bar next week. All right. At Chance's party, I'm going to do that. You're going to catch me across the room. You got to do it hard though. You can't go like.
Oh yeah, because if you lightly crown yourself, you kind of it's kind of little. You place that crown in your head, make it stick.
Yeah, slam that down.
That was not bad.
Our Rhody Rams were not crowned though.
Christ.
Dude, this game was annoying. We were watching while also recording last night to the FBS conference reactions, and Rhody had control of the game. Yeah. They went into halftime up 20-18. It really looked like they were defensively overwhelming UC Davis. we're recording, and then I keep looking up and over, and it's long run, big play. 29-6 outscored in the second half. We weren't even talking. This is where we screwed up. We jinxed ourselves, and we said, should we go to Kingston next weekend to watch the game now that North Dakota State lost?
I know.
And, that ain't going to be happening.
I know.
I hate my life. All my teams got effed on this week.
This sucked. This really sucked. I don't know. I keep on tricking myself into thinking I had a good weekend because it was the weekend.
No.
Awful weekend.
It was a bad weekend.
Terrible.
It was a bad weekend.
Really, really bad top to bottom. Just terrible. I'm not going to lash out at UC Davis. They played a clean game, right? They played a good game. I'm not going to lash out and say they sucked or they should have had the company roadie. I'm not going to do that bit. I already did it. Caden Pinnock played his ass off. He played his dick and his ass off. 5 touchdowns, 376 total yards, only threw 1 pick. Jordan Fisher looked fresh and fast. So I wonder why. They had a freaking bye. But sorry. It was a good game from UC Davis. It was solid. I thought that URI was going to stick to that run game where they were churning, and UC Davis is going to maybe do the pass, which breaks first. It was going to come down in the fourth quarter regardless. I was under no impressions that Rhodey was just going to break this one open because UC Davis was playing very well. But the Rhode Island came out of half, got a little flat. Okay, we can get past it, put the ball on the turf. UC Davis keeps scoring, and then it gets away. Whole game gets away. Score isn't indicative. Rhodey has a junk touchdown, garbage time, whatever it's called. This sucks. This sucks a lot because Rhode Island looked so good in the first half that like people that love teams and love their teams, if you're an undisciplined person that has love for a team, when stuff is happening that's going well and that little hope starts trickling in and you start having conversations about next week, that's when the floor drops out and you're crushed and you're yelling at the TV until 2 a.m. and you're watching your former head coach on the TV pace. And it's like, God, this is the worst. It sucked. It was terrible. Whatever, UC Davis. UC Davis, go win it all. Maybe I am team UC Davis.
No.
You don't want to jump on them?
No, I ain't rooting for a team to beat my team.
Okay, gotcha.
I'll get dogged.
I thought there was something.
Go Illinois State.
I thought
beat
there
them
was
by 60.
Like glory, a hunter's glory of the creature that kills me is the one that is deserving. Like that's
what
the one. That's what I thought, man.
What are you talking about?
That's how I kind of live, man. Like I remember in like 2012 when the Giants, the wild card Giants, smoked Atlanta like 20-2 in the first round in the wild card. They went on with the Super Bowl. I'm like, hey, at least we lost to the Super Bowl champion.
No, I can't operate like that. They knocked this out. They're now my biggest enemy. They will be my biggest enemy for the rest of my life until a new enemy is presented.
29-6 outscored in the second half. God,
I'm gonna slam my head as hard as I can on this table, and then hopefully my night just ends after that.
I'll put you to bed. I'll tuck you in.